NFL 25.
We are approximately 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, Commanders Field in Landover, Maryland. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today.
They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule.
Here we go, son.
They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet.
And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Darnold.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. You talk about this Washington defense.
In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
And it's taken in at the 9. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field.
They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick in the 2019 draft from Oklahoma. It's Kyler Murray.
Drafted with the idea that he'd be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL when he put it all together. We've been seeing that progress throughout his career. This guy's legs, we knew they were phenomenal. Arm, top-notch. But now we're seeing his mind come into the game. Reed's defense is better and better each and every week, and is showing patience as a passer as well. Not as eager to exit the pocket, finding guys downfield for bigger plays.
Here's Murray. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Murray going to throw.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Murray.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. 2nd down. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 8. Running the toss to Irving.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later. Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line.
The Steelers offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's 2nd in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. To throw is Darnold.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
The shotgun snap for Darnold.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Darnold from the gun.
Another one on this play for Justin Jefferson.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Now this Washington defense, Charles, terrific in the victory a week ago.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route.
They just keep marching right along. 1st down on a pickup of 8 there.
Out of the gun again to Charbonnet. Down inside the 40.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Again, it's Charbonnet.
Oh, good move. And now running right through it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. No score after one on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down. But from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Always important as a defender on 3rd down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackle.
And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 3. A run up the middle with Irving.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Now Murray. Escaping the pressure right. Staying on his feet. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Murray now to throw. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
It's a 1st down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again, Murray. Eluding the pressure right.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing now is Murray.
Throw caught by Flowers.
And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down. They're going for it. Hits Murray. That is caught. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Got a man, it's London. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Throws right back to London, complete again.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down.
Second and 5 at the Steelers' 7-yard line.
Now Murray again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Murray now. And he's got it. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They're going for it with the option right.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Kyler Murray, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Commanders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. And this will be caught by Brown. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. A final shot before the break. Darnold, short throw to Dissly. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll start by heading out west. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Joe Milton, terrific in the air with over 400 passing yards there. From there, we head eastward to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. It's Jalen Hurts with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville, see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown catch in that first half. It was a solid first half for the always dangerous Kyler Murray. His touchdown run was the lone score of those first 2 quarters as his guys hold a 7-0 lead. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the one touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another. Both teams finishing up their final adjustments. We're ready for the second half as we get back up to D.C. and give it back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here is Washington now to take over.
They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
From the gun, Murray. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. It's rare that a receiver of his caliber would drop one pass, but that's now 2 times he's had his mitts on one and lost it.
Yeah, and I don't think that they're going to lose confidence in him, though, because of the track record. Such a good player, maybe having a bad game, but I think they'll still go to him in a critical spot.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw.
And he's got this to Jefferson. Now inside the 25, Justin Jefferson.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Justin Jefferson.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from drawing level.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46. The Washington offense set to take over. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
To throw is Murray. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Marcus Davenport able to record his 5th sack of the season. And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
Big yardage that time for Washington.
52 yards.
On 1st and 10, here's Irvin.
Fights off the defender. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Bucky Irving, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And Washington has taken the lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And they'll start on the ground with Charbonnet.
They can't tackle him. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the right.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And the Commanders are going to get the football here at their own 23.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
And it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept the pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes.
Marcus Davenport able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the 3rd quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot.
Under pressure, they got him again. Marcus Davenport dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down.
Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Darnold. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
And the Commanders force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Murray. Flushed out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 21. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch.
Back now at Commanders Field. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. Now a give, Irving running right. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
That one into the hands of Flowers.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, second and goal.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Here's Murray. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Drake London.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Steeler offense set to regain possession.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Here's Darnold. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down. Darnold from the gun. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Darnold. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39.
To throw is Darnold. And this is caught. It's Brown. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Throwing again is Darnold. Touchdown! Will Dissly, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Steelers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Drake London headed back onto the field. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. Murray going to throw. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, but this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Irving. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Once again, it's Irving. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. Now Murray. He finds his man complete. It's Flowers. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away.
Irving.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep.
Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass going to turn into a loss.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
And his kick here is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Steelers offense and Sam Darnold headed back out there. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Darnold. And that's complete to Brown.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Here's 1st down.
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
Now Darnold. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
Dobbins with it.
But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington is going to win the football game.
To throw is Murray. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
So a victory here for the Commanders.
And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating, even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground. But both really started to come in sync.
So for the Commanders,
they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll get a chance.